What if the most efficient way to solve a complex math problem is to treat numbers like animals fighting for survival? In 1859, Charles Darwin published The Origin of Species, mapping out how organisms adapt and pass on their strongest traits. Computer scientists borrowed this exact biological concept to create genetic algorithms. Traditional deterministic methods, like hill climbing, can easily get stuck at a good enough local minimum. Genetic algorithms bypass this by being probabilistic. They generate an entire population of possible solutions and literally evolve them to find the true global optimal answer. This table shows exactly how biology translates into code. An individual organism, or chromosome, becomes a string of binary digits representing a single candidate solution. A biological population becomes a set of these binary strings. To quickly recall this mapping for your exams, remember the acronym CPFRG. Cats play fetch really great. That stands for chromosome, population, fitness, reproduction, and gene. By treating a pool of random mathematical guesses as a living population, we let the weak code die off and allow the strongest algorithms to breed better and better answers over time. Looking at the binary encoding section here, we must encode our potential solutions. The most common method turns variables into strings of ones and zeros, like chromosomes A and B. The exact length of this string is calculated using this formula. Let's test this on a standard optimization problem. We want to maximize the function f of x equals x cubed, where the variable x is strictly constrained between 0 and 15. Because our maximum value is 15, we need exactly 4 bits to represent our entire range. A 0 is encoded as 0000, and the maximum value 15 is encoded as 1111. Every possible solution to our problem exists somewhere within this 4-bit space. This initialization sets the ground rules. From this point forward, the genetic algorithm does not evaluate the raw decimal numbers. It operates strictly on these encoded binary strings. Once we have an initial population, we evaluate it using a fitness function, which measures the mathematical quality of a solution. This chart and table illustrate the roulette wheel selection method, which uses those fitness scores to pick the parents for the next generation. Let's track the math in Table 15.2. We take a randomly chosen 4-bit binary code, convert it to its decimal x value, and cube it to find the fitness score. For example, the string 1110 converts to 14. Cubing 14 gives a massive fitness score of 2,744. Adding all 4 random fitness scores together yields a total population fitness of 3,545. By dividing each individual score by that total of 3,545, we get a normalized percentage. Looking at the pie chart, chromosome C4 takes up 77.4%. When the algorithm randomly spins to select parents, C4 is highly favored to be picked. In computer science, survival of the fittest is purely statistical. A higher mathematical score earns a specific bit string a much higher probability of passing its data to the offspring. Here in Figure 15.3, we see reproduction in action. During a 1-point crossover, the algorithm picks a random dividing line on 2 parent strings, snaps them in half, and swaps the tails. A 2-point crossover does the exact same thing, but swaps a middle segment instead. Pause the video for a moment. Try to manually calculate a 1-point crossover at the 3rd bit, using parent strings 1110 and 1001. Checking Table 15.4, if we split both strings after the 3rd digit and swap the ends, the 0 and 1 trade places. The resulting offspring are 1111 and 1000. Left alone, a population might become too similar and trap the algorithm in a local optimum. To prevent this, we introduce random mutations. Figures 15.5 through 15.7 show how this works. Bits can be inverted from 0 to 1, specific values can swap positions, or an entire sequence can be reversed. Crossover exploits the current best solutions by combining their strengths. Mutation explores entirely new, untested regions of the data space. Now, let's look at Table 15.5 to check the results of our second iteration. We have a newly generated population made entirely of offspring from crossover. Look directly at the average row at the bottom. In just 1 generation, the average fitness jumped from 886 to over 2,343. Unproductive solutions were eliminated, and strong ones multiplied. Every genetic algorithm follows this exact loop. You randomly initialize the population, evaluate their fitness, and check if you've hit the termination condition. If not, you select the best parents, apply crossover and mutation, replace the old population, and repeat until you hit the maximum value. For your exam, make sure you can hit these 5 key areas: define a genetic algorithm, explain the core genetic operators, draw the flowchart, map the biological terminology, and solve a maximization case study. Mastering these individual mechanical steps proves that simulated evolution works. It provides a reliable, rigorous method to zero in on optimal solutions in incredibly complex problem spaces.